There was no vehicle. To go ahead and tell you that, the one lights and the time on the videos are actually wrong. Law enforcement has confirmed that. The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually the gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that. There was no vehicle. There was no vehicle.
It has been 453 days since now 16-year-old Sebastian Rogers vanished from his home in Hendersonville. His disappearance sparked national headlines, but now his father says the case is losing momentum. With National Missing Children's Day coming up on Sunday, he is raising his voice and demanding urgency. News 2's Caitlin.
I went and talked to neighbors, and every single one of them, every single one welcomed me. And if they had video surveillance, they gave it to me. The only person that would not talk to me as the only person that had something to hide and wouldn't talk to me. You know, she has a son that's hiding and waiting for somebody in the dark, late night on the 25th. And there needs to be some explaining for that. I'll just leave it at that.
That we are going to keep searching, we are going to keep looking, we are going to find him, and we are going to bring him home.
Since we first aired the video last month, authorities have said no evidentiary value.
It is of no evidentiary value. It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No.
Why?
Because the investigation remains ongoing.
Yeah, I'm working on behalf of Sebastian. I am not, my client is Sebastian, and they're the guardians that have the ability to sign.
It just started. Hi Dad, I know this has been a family, but tomorrow's picture day. So could you send some decent clothes over to me so that I can wear the decent clothes and be handsome for my birthday with all decent clothes? Mom.
Because our heart is missing. He is my world. I need him. I need him back with me.
All right, welcome everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Happy Friday. I hope everybody is doing well. I got a big show for you guys. I promise. We caught him red-handed. It was only a matter of time. So I promise you guys it'll be worth the wait. I wanted to go yesterday, but I had some issues with my PC, so hopefully things are running better. Just let me know in chat if the voice sounds good and the stream is going well. Again, I was having issues with not only my PC, but my internet. So hopefully, so far it looks like the stream is solid. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff. Oh my goodness. Wow. Geez, I could do a two-parter on this show. So we've got the clown emojis, because that's that time of year. So if you are members, you got one there. We are working on one for fish sticks. Oh man, I almost had it done, but I'm like, I was just going to put a clown thing with clown wig on him, but I'm like, you know what? I should do something with like fish sticks, It'd be kind of funny. So I don't know. Maybe we can come up with some ideas towards the end about a little emoji with fish sticks, involving fish sticks. Be kind of funny. But anyway, welcome to my wonderful mods. Thank you as always taking the time out of your day to do what you guys do best, and to the members and patrons that support the show, and then of course to everybody here just taking time out of their day. I promise you will be worth it. Hopefully we'll get some laughs as well. But again, I wish I could shout everybody out. Good to see you, Talks. See some new faces. Jazzy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. Just making sure chat's going smooth. Okay. Let's get started. All right. So much to go over. So little time. Good things are happening. I can't say more than that, guys, but I'm telling you, I wish I'm like screaming from the inside. but I can't really say anything more than that. But good things are happening. Good things are happening. All right. Fish stick needs a lot of catch up. Yeah. That's a great, Criminal Med. I like that. Yeah, we need to get something where we can somehow incorporate fish sticks and you know who together and make an emoji. Anyway, all right. So let's get to this. Boy howdy. Whew. A lot to go over. Oh, I should have timestamped this. Okay, here we go. All right. The trash can neighbor and their work. I promise you guys, this will be, as always, if you like my content, I promise you this one's going to be big. Because not only did their experiment fail, but it actually kind of helped an argument towards, in a way, their research did help. And you guys will see. But it completely backfired. And then I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure we caught them red-handed lying about this trash can neighbor. I mean, I from inside sources, I kind of already know how they twisted it, but I'm going to show you guys how they did it. And yeah, so let's get going. And I promise you there's more, looking at evidence as well. So much. But, oh, I appreciate that. Thank you guys. A mold on fish. Oh, that would be good, Deanna. I like that. Ooh. Boy, howdy. Oh, thanks, Michelle. All right, so boy, howdy. All right, the trash can. All right, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna play a couple of clips from a couple of lives from Crewminati, and we're gonna put this together about how this whole trash can thing came together, along with their experiment. And I promise you, there's gonna be a big, at the end here. And yeah, so let's listen to this again. Then we're just listening at clips. And I do have a question for people in chat, because I know a lot of people record and have clips of like say Cluminati and stuff. And anyway, there's a particular live. I don't think I have the full recording of, and I don't know if it's up there anymore. But if I could get the whole thing, it would be awesome. And I'll tell you which one I'm talking about. But I promise you guys, listen to this. Listen to how this all kind of came about. So remember, Fish Sticks comes along kind of November. Remember, before that, he was tweeting, and I've already done like a live where we kind of just went over all of Fish Stick stuff and kind of how he came about and how he had that one tweet talking about, you guys need to get, a real PI. It's kind of funny. He's basically saying, why don't you hire me? Anyway, and then of course right after that he started talking bad about Seth, just all about Seth. I mean, I literally have an AI grok thing where just all of his tweets, and that's ones that they found, where he's just every other day tweeting about Seth, bad mouthing him. And then shortly after he's hired, late, according to him in November, but I think he was starting to work as early as October. But anyway, then, I have to kind of be careful what I say. Then they go do this experiment late November, December. I'm not sure what month exactly. I know the live, I think, was in December, but they may have done the experiment late November. Anyway, so let's listen to a couple of clips, and I promise you, we're going to put this all together, and then we're going to use their experiment. I'm going to show you guys how it just epically failed, but not only epically failed, it actually can be worked into using it as, I don't know if evidence is the right word, but, yeah, well, when we get to that part, I'll kind of explain it. So here we go. This is the live, one of them. No, but like I said, this is late November, December of last year. So remember, Fish Sticks is already on board now. And they go do this experiment, right? And they kind of explain this. Now, listen to this, because I promise you this is, against them. I'm trying to use another word, because it's not just against them. It actually helps with the evidence that we have. That kind of makes sense. It'll make sense here in a bit. So let's listen to this.
Degrees out when they did.
So just to give a little context, because again, I'm not playing the whole thing, right? This is where they were trying to show like the field of view of this camera, and using that to say, okay, well, this is, if it's 80 degrees, because they're trying to claim this is 80 degrees, but that camera actually can go up to 100 degrees. I think field of view wise, I think it was somewhere around 90, according to when I got the latest image from FBI, the clear one, and then uploaded the data from the actual camera. It says it's like 90 plus degrees. But anyway, they're trying to claim 80. But here they're only showing 60, and I'll explain why in a minute. But this is very important. As you can see, they're trying to basically use the screen and then say, hey, this is 40 degrees right here. And then that the rest of the right side is 20 degrees. Very important. And notice right where the line goes. It cuts right through the floodlights, right? Very important.
This, like, I'm just saying hats off to him. I told them where the camera should be looking, but that was the extent of my recreation. I told them move it to the left. They moved it to the left. It worked. It was perfect.
Okay, wait. Say that again? Wait, you moved it to the left, so wait a minute. Hold on here. Let me guess. Were you guys looking this direction? And then she goes, you need to move it a little more to the left, right? Do you guys think that's what she means? Again, I don't know 100%, but I mean, obviously you're going to be looking the way that the camera was be looking. So, I mean, to me, you're moving it left. Huh, kind of interesting. Anyway.
Like, I mean, you could not, I don't know how you did that, but you legitimately could not have lined that up any better.
Because a few, me and him were sitting there like, is that right? Is that right? I don't know. Let's try this. I mean, we literally tried it half a dozen times. Like, I walked my ass off trying to, we'd recreate something and be like, no, I think that camera needs to turn a little bit this way.
Yeah, it's looking too much like the 3 a.m. video. We shouldn't show an experiment what it looked like when somebody's walking with a flashlight in the common area, right? Even if you feel like that's not the right one, why not do that just to show, hey, look, here's us doing that. Look, it doesn't look right. Why didn't they do that, right? You guys are out there, but you guys decide not to do that? I wonder why. Do you think it probably looked a lot closer than they realized, and they're like, oh yeah, we need to go left here. We see some lights up here that we could probably, maybe match up. Anyway, continuing on. Trust me, we're just getting started. This is the appetizer.
And be like, no, I think it needs to turn a little bit this way. I've been chasing this thing from the wrong damn point of view.
So, this is their next live. This is the one, because there's 2 different lives, and they're both like around in like maybe the same week. So late November, early December, somewhere around in there. And they had 2 different lives. So here we have fish sticks, and they go. Now look at his reaction, right? And this is after them kind of showing their experiment, which we're going to go back to, but I just wanted to show this. I was trying to find the perfect order to do this all, and I don't know if there's like a perfect way to do it to reveal how they got caught red-handed, but I promise you, just wait and you'll see what's going on. But listen to his reaction and what he says.
Everybody.
All right.
Hey, we got to share.
Oh, thank you.
You guys come up here and you get so quiet.
He's a great time with that recreation. Really did. I think helped a lot.
Does that sound really like he's really thrilled about that? Like, man, you guys did a great job, man. That is so good. Like, that explains so much. I mean, look at that enthusiasm coming out of fish sticks. Let's listen to that one more time. Listen to this enthusiasm right here. Trust me, we were just getting started. Just appetizer.
There's everybody. Hey, we gotta shoot.
Could it be that you know that what you did was wrong? And believe me, I'm going to bust. There's a reason why we got the clown emojis, because we're going to get those out very soon.
You guys come up here and you get so quiet.
You did a great job with that recreation. Really did. That thing helped a lot.
Yeah.
What people should know too is that you guys did that multiple times to get it right. Just to tweak it. You guys been out there a couple nights in a row.
Couple nights in a row, and you guys didn't think to just try out the common area, right? Why not? Then you could come back and go, look, Mom Crew's an idiot. Look, this doesn't match up at all. But no.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Well, to me, there's nothing better than the ability to do that, right? Because I think everyone questions, like, I mean, could it be someone coming down there? Could it be? But the problem is the angle is just not right.
Boy, you need to look up the definition of angle. I'm sorry, you and your crew need to. I am no English major. I struggled in English. Math was my favorite thing. So English is terrible, but I understand angles. I think you need to look up what angle means. I'm sorry.
At all.
Not for where people were saying that things would come from. You know, like we can pretty much take out that backyard area. You know.
Keep talking. Oh, I'm gonna clown your guys' ass so bad, so bad.
It's not a common area. I know it's called the common area, but it's not a common area.
It's common.
You know, and it makes more sense what we're looking at now. I don't think anybody wants to definitively say. I mean, I'm not speaking for anybody else, but I can't definitively say what exactly every single twinkling light is or whatever. But
yet later on, you're gonna say it's a trash can, and you have no idea what everything else is, right? Anyway, but trust me, we're still in the appetizer phase.
Much better idea of what paths there would be and whatnot, and also we wanted to clear up. I mean, really, like our goal is not to just put out. We have a ton of surveillance footage.
Yes, you do, and I wonder what kind of surveillance footage you're sitting on that could hold answers. Huh.
This is not the trash trucks came through it at 5 o'clock. So this video, the original lights video that Nick Harris originally put out, that's shot at like 5:09, 5:10 in the morning, not at 3 a.m. Because the trash trucks come right after that.
Okay, so here's him saying that, right? He's saying that this footage. Now remember, we have at least a minute 35 of the lights moving. Then we have a vehicle that pulls up and then waits because it sets off the motion light sensor. So, and then it doesn't turn on its lights until the motion sensor's back off. So again, you could go for anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes or even higher. So there's already 3 minutes right there. And then let's not forget the footage of the person running back, which is at least, it's only 30 some odd seconds, but obviously it's just kind of, halfway into it or whatever. So, you throw another minute in there. You got 5 minutes. This is a big family. I know, I mean, I don't know them personally, but I know the family that lives there. It's a big house. It's got a lot of people in there. I highly doubt they can afford to miss trash night. So, do you really think it's 5:09 and this guy doesn't have his trash cans out? Or are you full of shit? Or is it really 3 a.m. and this guy's going to take out his trash cans at 5 a.m.?
And keep in mind, the original video is much longer.
Trust me, that's just appetizer. We're going to... Crispy, well, I mean, he's just as bad, but Crispy, we're going to... all of them. We're going to catch them red-handed here in just a minute. And I promise you, I've got stuff for... actual evidence as well that we're going to use for and against them.
It shows the trash trucks. So, and we put images of the trash trucks working up and down Kellen and one non-staffer. We have, there's 4 or 5 other angles of it, but those, people don't want to believe the timestamps. They don't have to.
So back to the other recording here, and I just could not help myself because of this. If you guys remember, not only did they put this out, but even Fish Sticks literally tweeted this out, trying to say, "Look, this is the field of view from this camera," which is funny because if you actually take the 80 degrees and then you try to make a 360, because technically you should be able to. That should all, that's just basic math, geometry. No, it doesn't add up. So you can tell it's full of shit. Anyway, but again, I was not spend too much time, but I just want to show you the ridiculousness of this here. And then we're going to catch Crispy red-handed.
This is what we see. And 60 degrees intersects 1006. Now that's the...
Now remember, they say the camera is 80 degrees, and they say 20 degrees of that field of view is going off, like, to the left here. The other 20 degrees is just against the wall.
House with the garage that everybody has said, the two...
And notice, just notice how perfectly, the common area, most of the common area is not in there, and of course they're home. I wonder why. But this is where I just couldn't help myself, because this is part of the bigger picture that you'll see where I'm getting to. And I promise you this will,
lights were from that everybody's used as a point of reference. The problem with that is that the original footage everybody's been looking at, they put those two lights to the left. And that's not possible. Go to the next one.
Oh. So remember how they cut that 40 degrees in angle? So do you see? That's their line, not mine. That's their line. And then they say the other 20 degrees is here. Keep that in mind. Notice how the 40 degree line is literally right up the floodlights, or according to them, the solar lights or whatever, landscape lights. But keep in mind, right where that line is. And then watch how just idiotic this is.
So if you look at that, right, the original field of view, from the right edge, you got to go about 20 degrees to get to those two lights.
Oh.
All right, which leaves 40 degrees from the wall, right?
Don't hurt your brain on this.
So go to the next one.
Actually, I like Cletus, to be honest with you. Again, like, well before all this drama, like, whenever he'd chime in, I mean, I've only watched her show, because I can't handle those kind of shows for very long. But I to be fair, like, before all this started, like, Cletus, just the things he would say in the background, I think it worked, but again, it's just sad how everything's turned out. Anyway, so look at their 40 degree angle. Look at their line. Remember, their line is supposedly cutting into the floodlight / landscape lights.
So when we draw a 40 degree angle from that wall, we get an entirely different house, right? So now go to the next one.
Yeah, he says some.
So at the end of the day, 40 degrees from that wall cannot be 1006 Stafford, which means that what everybody's been chasing as flashlights or whatever the hell cannot be coming from the back of Chris and Katie and Sebastian's house, because it's not even in the field of view of this picture. There is no common area. There's nothing in there. What we're looking at is the edge of 1006.
So he's saying, let me move this over just a bit. That little light right here on the right, he says that this is actually part of the floodlight from 106. So he's basically saying that you got the landscape lights here, and then that one little tiny light is the first floodlight on 106 right here. Okay, so keep that in mind if that makes sense, because there's always that little light. But remember where they split the 40 degrees, because that'll come back to haunt them.
On the very far right, the two lights that you see in the middle there that the arrow is pointing to are actually landscape lights on another house in the subdivision.
Oh.
Go to the next one.
And just wait, because we did do a recreation video, and it is legitimately spot on.
Legitimate spot on. I cannot wait. Oh, wait, I've already gone over it. But I'm going to debunk it again. But this adds into a bigger picture. I'm not just here to, crap on it. I told you guys I could find up 100 different ways to debunk this nonsense. And this is one of many. But there's a bigger picture to this. I promise you. It involves fish sticks and, most importantly, crispy.
You're going to see it.
Do you guys already see the problem here? You may or may not already see the problem. You see the 40 degrees? Remember, this is supposed to be where the landscape lights are, which are about approximately right here. Because remember that big light? You'll see here in just a second. You guys see, you're going to see a huge problem with this.
So like I said, that light there is the garage light from 1006 Stafford. And we know this, this is all of our opinion, allegedly. But by God.
So here is an example. And I apologize if you're on your cell phone. But remember, that is their diagram, right? So remember, that's their 40-degree angle. Now remember, here is the right part of it, right? Which is supposed to be cutting right into the landscape or floodlights, right? Well, wait a minute. The floodlights are at this house, almost right in the middle of your 40-degree field of view. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So, wait a minute. These landscape lights should be like over here according to your top-down view, right? This is why you got to peer review stuff, right? I get things wrong all the time. I have no problem in a minute when people, call me out. But, yeah, did you guys not think about, like, kind of looking at your top-down view and then realizing, yeah, that doesn't work. Because you're supposedly cutting the right line right in the middle of this home. But that's not happening.
God, we went out there and redid it. I can speak fairly confidently in this, right? So you can't see Sebastian's house. You can't see a common area in this field of view at all.
Which, by the way, there are no common areas in that neighborhood. Everyone owns their fucking property up until the neighbor's property, right? There is no common area, but that is what we call it because it is like an area in between the houses.
Oh, I can't. Did she just literally backtrack on what she just said? I didn't even realize that. I gotta play that one more time. Oh my God.
Property up until the neighbor's property, right? There is no common area, but that is what we call it because it is like an area in between the houses or whatever. Even though that's wrong.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's why we call it the common area, right? Because it's, it's kind of in between and, holy shit. I mean, do we have to make things difficult and start getting out like rulers or measurement tape and figuring out whose backyard's who? Wouldn't it just be easier to just call it the goddamn common area or gosh darn common area? I'm sorry. My goodness. Anyway, they hate that common area. It's hilarious. Okay, let's get on to crispy. I promise you guys. We're just still at the appetizer phase.
I don't know why they.
Okay, now
go back real quick. So this is the original still.
Okay, now we're gonna start getting into the meat and potatoes of this, right? So again, this recording I'm pretty sure was in December. This is again them looking back at their work, right?
Frame again, right? So the lights in the top to the right, that is landscape lights. Here? No, to the top, to the right there. Those are landscape lights, is what they are from a house in the subdivision, right? The light to the right of that is what everybody has been speculating about, or one of the lights everybody's been speculating about. What you're going to see in a minute is that's actually a fixed light on a gable of another house in that subdivision, and the light on the right is actually the garage light of 1006 that everybody has misinterpreted. So go to the next one. So this is the still frame from the footage that we took when we went out there trying to recreate this, and you can see where the lights that everybody's used as the original point of reference are actually located.
Is that it? Yeah. Okay. So the footage that comes in on the left is the original footage, the only original footage that we have, right, of the quote-unquote flashlights. And then on the right is footage that we have from the recreation.
And this is in no way, shape, or form intended to be a 100% factual. This is the recreation of the twinkling lights in the original video.
Yeah.
We were primarily trying to show and get a true point of reference for what the hell we've all been looking at forever, and figure out, is there something to it or is there not?
And if you can see, like I circled right here, those are those landscape lights. Those are the same landscape lights on the other video. They are not from over the garage.
Okay. I probably could have cut that part out. Again, I was working with a lot. Okay. Okay, now, look at the date. This is April 2025, earlier this year, right? So now we've moved on. This is after the 1 year anniversary. I think this is where they have Crispy on. Now, I'm going to show you guys where we're going to catch him red-handed here in just a minute.
Titans fan is asking, is there anything to the lights at 3 a.m. and was there a car?
I'm taking this as in reference to the Mob Cruise video.
Yeah, the one he's done 157,216 times.
That sounds about right. I don't think he's wrong on that. Might be a little bit higher. Again, just remind those people, surveillance footage is not biased. It has no team. It's not Team Rogers. It's not Team Stinkfeed. It's unbiased. It is evidence until proven otherwise. 100%. It is evidence, possible evidence into finding what happened to your child. Well, Seth's child. But, they like to give me shit for it because, I am trying to actually, instead of, of course I speculate, but I'm trying to use evidence that we have, right? But trust me, guys, if you can, please hit that like button because it's going to ramp up here in just a minute. I promise you guys it's going to be so worth it. There'll be some laughs just to kind of, but listen to this. Recorded on April 25th. I promise you guys you're going to see something here. I'm going to bust them real hard on this.
Another. Yeah. To go ahead and tell you that, the one lights and the time on the videos are actually wrong. Law enforcement has confirmed that.
How many times do you think law enforcement has confirmed that? Anybody take a guess in chat? How many times has he's referred back to law enforcement as an excuse? Has confirmed that. Just like, TBI told us not to say anything, his typical excuses. But I promise you, we're going to catch him here in just a minute.
The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually a gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that.
Oh. Okay. Gentleman taking his trash can down the street. He's already admitted to that. Okay, keep that in mind. We're going to catch him. I knew they were lying.
When you look at the screen, the second light, who's ever holding a camera is moving. But every...
So he tries to say, and I'm trying to figure out, what is he really trying to say? Because again, you have two subjects moving, right? He tries to say that subject one is the only reason this one's moving is because, it's recorded with a cell phone and the person's bouncing around. But again, you can stabilize. I've done it 100 times easily. I've stabilized this for the most part, almost 100%. And I've shown you subject one is moving. It's not anchored. Like, again, it goes off screen. If it's anchored, tell me how does subject 1 then disappear off the screen? If it is anchored. The floodlights are anchored. The subjects are not.
Light in the video can be pinpointed. They know exactly where it is. There was no vehicle.
No vehicle.
That like stops, pulls in. There is a newspaper vehicle that comes in the neighborhood. Every other vehicle in the neighborhood has or is accounted for.
I must have pressed the wrong.
Law enforcement had put that out there.
That's weird. I don't know, Ed.
And to come back and dispute that, I think you're a bit of a fool. Yes, I'm going to say this out loud. Mob crew, I think you're a fool. If you think that your technology is any better than Sumner County's, FBI's, TBI's, and the Secret Service.
Thank you for confirming how many different agencies studied a trash can, a garbage truck light, or a guy taking down his trash. 4 different agencies. Again, your own words. It took 4 agencies to figure that out, right? Or is it because there's stuff in this footage that they can't explain or, clear, right? But yeah, never once have I ever said that my equipment, I admitted many times, I know, FBI has the best of the best. But where's the thank you? Where's the gratitude for me trying to do my best to take evidence until it is completely 100% confirmed not to be, evidence, but it has not been. I am taking potential evidence, unbiased evidence, and doing my damnedest. I've spent more time than anybody on this gosh darn footage doing my absolute best to find Sebastian. And that's the thanks I get. But trust me, that has nothing to do. Watch this.
The thing is that
okay, so now we're going to come full circle here in just a minute, and you guys are going to see, ooh. And this is only the beginning. There's our favorite person who got, oh my God, like this, I'm so glad this interview happened because this just shows the true sign of fish sticks and him lying out his ass.
When we were doing those recreation tests, we had already done the analysis of the lights themselves based on that video. And that's basically just measuring every pixel and seeing, even though the person's recording it with a shaky hand, even if they're doing that, if there's like 2 mounted lights, like say on tail lights, they're going to stay the same distance from each other no matter what's going on.
Now, this is where one thing I really wish Aiden had researched, I'm not saying my video, but had researched the 3 a.m. lights and understood the 2 dynamics. Because if you're just kind of novice, you look up the 3 a.m. lights, you're just going to see the 1 lights, right? You're going to probably see the Nick Barris video. But, if you didn't really do a lot of digging, then you probably didn't see the leaked footage, which actually then shows a gosh darn car, right? But unfortunately, they didn't see that, which is a big missed opportunity because they could have right here saw that he started to combine them, and then you could tell he did not want to have anything to do with the car portion. So let me go back real quick and notice how he has to really word his stuff carefully. But trust me, we're going to catch them here in just a minute.
Tests. We had already done the analysis of the lights themselves based on that video. And that's basically just measuring every pixel and seeing, even though the person's recording it with a shaky hand, even if they're doing that, if there's like 2 mounted lights, like say on tail lights, they're going to stay the same distance from each other no matter what's going on. So we start, and that goes for, whether it be vertical or horizontal. Well, what we found was that those were not. Those were.
Notice how he said vertical and horizontal, which is referring to the car But then watch what happens right after this. He knows, he's like, oh, shoot, you know, I can't explain that. I'm already starting to kind of give a little too much detail, and then watch how he's going to go right back to the Nick Barris video. This has nothing, again, this is just appetizer stuff. Trust me, we're going to catch them. Joe South Oz with the first super chat. Keep doing what you're doing, Chris. Sending love and support always. Thank you so much from the UK. That is so awesome. Thank you so much for the support. I could use it more now than ever. I really appreciate it. Trying to get back on my feet. And again, to those who had donated to my GoFundMe, I still have it up for a little bit, but thank you guys so much. I am getting back on my feet, anyway, I want to get distracted, but thank you so much, Joe South. And to everybody here, just, again, I know everybody is not, especially with holidays coming up, not everybody's financially set or whatever, but I appreciate that. It's awesome. But again, everybody just in the chat taking the time is amazing. All right, so let me back this up. I'm sorry, but we're going to get into the lie. We're going to bust them, I promise you, right here. So one more time, just watch how he starts to lean into, because remember, we got Nick Barris, the flashlights, and then we have the car. And notice he starts to kind of drift into the car and then realizes, oh shit, I can't explain that, and I'm going to go back to the lights.
Shaky hand. Even if they're doing that, if there's like two mounted lights, like say on tail lights, they're going to stay the same distance from each other no matter what's going on. So we start, and that goes for, whether it be vertical or horizontal. Well, what we found was that those were deviating. So those were two separate light sources.
So and those are not one vehicle.
No, they're not. And so,
but see how he deviates from talking about this back to the flashlights, guaranteed. And this is where it's too bad Aiden hadn't done enough research. And again, I'm not criticizing him. I'm sure he had a lot, to prepare for. It's just too bad because he would have been like, well, wait a minute. We've got the flashlights and we've got the car, but they, he is now kind of juggling the two, and he knows he can't really explain this. And now he's going to go back to the flashlights. Again, this is again more appetizer stuff.
And also the color temperature and the AI being able to actually determine a shape based on what pixels were being used or not didn't match up with taillights.
Oh gosh. Oh, I reset my computer. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. One second. Oh, let me do it. History. Yes. Analysis of the tail light. So I gave it 2 pictures. I gave it one without the vehicle, and then told it within a second, less than a second, you have these 2 objects. And I asked it, what can you tell me? Does this look like a tail light? And what can you explain? And it analyzed it. It believes gives me like LED possibilities, different stuff. It believes due to the height versus the lights from the road that it's a lower vehicle, which again corresponds with it being, let's see, where does it say it? Pointing to a sedan or a hatchback's rear tail light rather than a truck or an SUV. Talks about the color intensity, also lining up with a basic function of a tail light. Then I asked it, what else could I do? Oh, and then it says, kind of looks like a Nissan Altima. Again, a lot more work to do on that angle, but I just wanted to show you a bunch of nis nanny hoo-ha. But again, he's not talking about examining this. He's talking about the lights, because he knew if he keeps on this, he's not going to be able to explain this. So he goes back to the Nick Barris lights.
So what the AI was telling us is that one of them was just anchored, and the other was moving and was very likely a flashlight, which gave us a lot of hope. that maybe that was Sebastian.
Oh, wow. That gave you hope. So you recorded this in February, just before the anniversary. I don't know if it was late January or early February when they did this. And then he is referring to when they did their experiment in late November, December. So let me get this straight. Their part of their team just gave me a shit because I studied this over 10,000 times, which is probably accurate. I'm sure I've got over 1,000 hours in this, and that is not joking, or close to 1,000 hours. And that gave him promise. Wow. Imagine that.
And then it was just kind of like dumb luck.
Here we go. Now comes the clown. So get ready because we're going to start. Oh, man, I wish I had time to do the fish stick emoji because it's really a combination of fish sticks and Crewminati, but I'm really trying to stick away from drama with YouTubers. Even if they do drama, I just ignore it. But anyway, dumb luck. Okay, now watch. This is where we're going to bust them, right?
Is that one of them was just anchored, and
just like Chris said. Remember how he said anchored? Where do you think Chris came? Where do you think Chris got the whole anchored thing from? Right? He got that from them. He's just regurgitating what their team, Fish Sticks, and their team did, and they're saying subject 2 was moving, but subject 1 was an anchor because the camera's moving around. But again, we know that's not true. I've literally stabilized where the camera's not moving, everything's stabilized. We know subject 1 moves.
The other was moving and was very likely a flashlight, which gave us a lot of hope that maybe that was Sebastian. And then it was just kind of like dumb luck. As they're doing this test, the cameras are rolling and a light starts moving across the monitor. And
okay, let me play that back because we're just going to catch him in the biggest lie and con. Let's play this one more time.
They're rolling and
let me go back just a little bit. Oh, wait. When we're just getting started, guys, I promise you I've got so much more.
Was moving and was very likely a flashlight, which gave us a lot of hope that maybe that was Sebastian. And then it was just kind of like dumb luck.
Dumb luck. We're out there. We're doing our tests right. And then what happens?
As they're doing this test, the cameras are rolling and
okay, cameras are rolling. He just admitted that right there. Cameras are rolling. So you have footage of this. Allegedly. I doubt you have footage of this, but you are claiming you have footage of this. I guarantee you we'll never see it. It would definitely shut me up, but I promise you I'm going to shut you guys down so hard. I promise you guys, there's so much. Again, this could be a 2-3-parter live that I combined. Joe South gifting 5 Mob Crew memberships. That is so sweet. Because, I do want to do a membership live. I know I haven't done one in a long time, and I apologize. But here he is, saying when they were out doing a test, they, in his own words, they were filming, and here comes this guy walking out his trash can.
And a light starts moving across the monitor, and it's a guy taking his trash down and his trash can down from an elevated driveway. And I was not there, but
yeah. And now notice how he adds in, now I was not there. It kind of goes back to the whole plausible deniability, right? Here we go. I'm claiming all this big stuff, but I wasn't there, right? But supposedly I was looking at the monitor, he's talking like he's there, and they've got recording of this. Keep in mind, this is going to backfire huge, and this is only just part 1 of part 4 that, or part 3 parts that we're going to do. Liars, clowns, scam artists.
Rest of the people went and talked to him, and he said that morning that he had forgotten to take his trash out, and he had heard the trash trucks, and with a flashlight took his garbage can, wheeled it down to the curb, and it's a guy.
So listen to this part again. Now, I promise you, we're gonna put it all together if you guys trust me. Oh my gosh. Busted.
Guy taking his trash down, and his trash
Now, according to him, this is on camera.
can down from an elevated driveway, and I was not there, but the rest of the people went and talked to him.
The rest of the people went and talked to him. Interesting.
And he said that morning that he had forgotten to take his trash out, and he had heard the trash trucks, and with a flashlight took his garbage can, wheeled it down to the curb.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with nonsense to kind of form this word salad to, try to convince you. I mean, you sound so stupid. That's what happens when you're lying, right? Again, this is what happens when you lie. And this is just one of many. But I promise you guys. So again, he says not only this was caught on film, right? Which, if it was, they did this at night, right? Because he's taking out his trash can. So allegedly, they would have to be there on a Sunday night, early Monday morning, right? When the trash comes. Be curious to find out if they were actually out there on those nights. I don't know if anybody knows, if we could kind of figure out when they were out there, because that would be funny if they were actually out there like on a Saturday or Friday, and they're trying to say he's taking out his trash. Anyway, just food for thought. But anyway.
And so that we believe, can't say for certain, we believe that's much more likely. That's probably what that light is. But right. I definitely do not. I know that's not. They'll never convince me that was a trash truck for sure.
So if you already know, and this guy confirmed that he's walking down with a flashlight, why do you even have to say that? Like, you can't convince me that it's going to be a garbage truck light, where you allegedly have film of this guy walking down with the flashlight. That'd be very interesting to see that footage. It's certainly, if you played that, especially if you're at the house, doing your experiment, you're seeing this light. But anyway, so keep all this in mind, because this is going to come back to haunt them.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I think that clears a lot up about that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think
salad.
Where I'd like to go next with this, because I think that covers most of the questions I had about.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Okay. So now, yes. Okay. All right. I should have put a stop point right there. Let me grab this, and then let me show you guys. If you guys haven't seen where I was going with this, and again, this is only part 1. We'll get into evidence and other stuff. I promise you. Really good stuff. And some hilarious stuff, because it's just so stupid. Sassy, thank you so much for gifting Mob Crew membership. Karen B got that. If you could, thank Sassy. If you could. Thank you, Sassy. And thank you so much for helping out modding. God bless you, sweetheart. Okay, so remember, he says that during their experiment with Crewminati, that while they're doing this, that a guy comes out and, is taking his trash out, right? Okay. Well, let's just go back and listen to oh, I should have marked it. Hold on.
Any better. Well, to me, there's nothing better should be looking, but that was the extent of my recreation. I told them, move it to the left. They moved it to the left.
Not.
Wait, hold on. Maybe it is right here. Wait, do they talk?
You see that. Come and keep in mind.
Right. Thing at all. It was 15 effing degrees out when they did this. Like, I'm just saying hats off to them. I told them where the camera should be looking, but that was the extent of my recreation. I told them, move it to the left. They moved it to the left. It worked. It was perfect. Like, I mean, you could not, I don't know how you did that, but you legitimately could not have lined that up any better.
Because a few, me and him were sitting there like, is that right? Is that right? I don't know. Let's try this. I mean, we literally tried it, half a dozen times.
Now, anybody knows if you have the full recording of this, because I only took clips of this, but when they're this experiment, I think it was originally called Mysterious Lights and Missed Angles. Again, clearly, I hope they took that out of the title because they have no idea what the definition of angles are. They definitely need to go take some classes on that. Anyway, notice, keep in mind now the information we know. They said that during these 2 days that they were out there doing experiments, at what point don't you think it would be like, oh my God, as we're recording, oh my God, big news, as we're recording and doing our experiment, we saw this. And then you show the guy taking out his trash can, and that's all they're talking about in this live show. Think about it, right? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Where is this? This should be in this live show. Now, I haven't heard this entire live show. Maybe it's in there. I highly doubt it, but I don't want to say 100%. But I would think you'd be talking about it like nonstop, like, oh my God, as we're trying to do our reenactment. Oh, there's the neighbor out there. Wow, he's got a flashlight and he's taking out his trash can. Well, let's listen.
Like, I walked my ass off trying to we'd recreate something and be like, no, I think that camera needs to turn a little bit this way. And we'd do it and recreate it again and be like, no, I think it needs to turn a little bit this way. I've been chasing this thing from the wrong damn point of view.
Do you guys...
There's everybody.
Did you guys mention the guy taking out his trash?
Yeah.
I would think that'd be huge.
You guys come up here and you get so quiet.
He's a great time with that recreation. Really did. That thing helped a lot.
Yeah.
What people should know too is that you guys did that multiple times to get it right, just to tweak it.
And again, if anybody has this one as well, I'd love to hear this. I would think that would be a big deal for them to go, oh yeah, that was crazy. We're doing this reenactment and there's that neighbor coming out, taking out his trash can that we recorded, according to your own words.
You guys have been out there a couple nights in a row. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Well, to me, there's nothing better than the ability to do that, right? Because I think everyone questions, like, I mean, could it be someone coming down there? Could it be? But the problem is the angle is just not right at all.
Not for where people were saying that things would come from. Like, we can pretty much take out that backyard area. It's not a common area. I know it's called a common area, but it's not a common area. You can take that out, and make more sense what we're looking at. Now, I don't think anybody wants to definitively say, I mean, I'm not speaking for anybody else, but I can't definitively say what exactly every single moving, twinkling light is or whatever, but we have a much better idea of what paths there would be and whatnot. And also, we wanted to clear up. I mean, really, like, our goal is not to just put out. We have a ton of surveillance footage.
Okay, where's the part where you say, oh my God, we saw this neighbor that we actually talked to? It's on film. No mention of that at all. which tells me it's absolute horseshit.
This is not the trash trucks came through it at 5 o'clock. So this video, the original lights video that Nick Barris originally put out, that's shot at like
with the garage that everybody has said the 2 lights were from that everybody's used as a point of reference. The problem with that is that the original footage everybody's been looking at, they put those 2 lights to the left, and that's not possible. Go to the next one. House, because it's not even in the field of view of the common area in this field of view at all.
Which, by the way, there are no common areas in.
Speculating about what you're going to see in a minute is that's actually a fixed light on a gable of another house in that subdivision, and the light on the right is actually the garage light of 1006 that everybody has misinterpreted. So go to the next one. So this is the still frame from the footage that we took when we went out there trying to recreate this, and you can see where the lights that everybody's used as the original point of reference are. Was there a car?
Who's ever holding a camera is moving.
Was that those were not. Those were.
So again, so this first point, and but yeah, in my opinion, until they can prove me wrong, they claim they have the footage right here. I believe they completely made it up, and we're gonna go deeper into this, but I promise you, there's much more. But nowhere in their lives that I've seen, and again, I haven't seen the entire lives, but I would think you would mention the whole seeing the neighbor, doing his flashlight thing and then speaking with him. But they don't mention that at all. So I showed this earlier with Pablo doing his thing, right? So they went out there and recreated it. And so now we're going to get into part 2. I promise you guys this is only going to get juicier. But again, when I was looking back at all that footage, and again, I don't have the whole live, but I would think, during the big parts, and I think I have some more audio here from this, where they talk. And again, no mention of the neighbor coming out. I would think that would be so big to mention, and especially if you had it on film from this angle, because I'm assuming, I don't know where else you would be filming from, right? Because according to fish sticks, they're doing their test, and oh, look, on the monitor, there's a guy, coming out. But that's weird because he says it's on the monitor, which means you're looking at it from not on your phone when you're recording, but you're reviewing the footage. And then now if you break that down, it doesn't make no sense because he says, oh, we're looking at the monitor and we see this light coming down. Oh, and then we go and talk to him. So what? Were you recording with one device, then had it sending to home base, and they're watching on a monitor, and then they're like communicating back, oh, hey, do you guys see that light? Or do you think he just got caught in one big line? It's just getting word salad because it doesn't make sense. You're watching on a monitor? What? A monitor is what I'm looking at right now, right? Do they have a mobile home base that they got? They're sitting out in a van or something? And this stuff's being sent to them, and he's like, oh, look, there's this guy coming out. Do you guys want to see what I'm saying? Like, you really try to, break it down. It's absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. But anyway, let's continue on, because we're just getting started. We're going to get those clown emojis going here in just a minute. So I kind of went over this last live where, I debunked how, if this is where the floodlights were, why, when this is bouncing, why wouldn't we see the lights from the home itself bouncing down with it? Then we have the Gravitron ride.
I think you're a fool.
That light? He's saying on his supposed
104. Let me just play this one more time. Just I know I played this, but from what I just said, just kind of think about it for a second.
So we start, and that goes for whether it be vertical or horizontal. Well,
another
was that those were deviating. So those were two separate light sources, and then it was just kind of like dumb luck. As we're doing this test, the cameras are rolling, and
okay, cameras are rolling.
A light starts moving across.
Light starts moving
across the monitor and
across the monitor. Last time I checked, we don't call these monitors, right? That doesn't sound right. One more time.
Which gave us a lot of hope that maybe that was Sebastian. And then it was just kind of like dumb luck. As we're doing this test, the cameras are rolling, and a light starts moving across the monitor, and it's a guy taking his trash down and his trash can down from an elevated driveway. And I was not there, but the rest of the people went and talked to him, and he said that morning that he had forgotten to take his trash out, and he had heard the trash trucks and with a flash.
He heard the trash trucks and he ran out there, right? But again, when you listen to the lives where they talk about their experiments, I would think that would be a big topic. I know I'm kind of repeating myself. I want to be a broken record, but I would think you'd be like, oh my God, as we're doing this experiment, holy shnikes, there is a guy taking out his trash can. Holy shnikes, this looks just like the thing. But again, we are going to destroy that in epic fashion. So here is Pablo. I know it's Cletus. I think it's Cletus, but where I guess the Gravitron wasn't working that night, or he just didn't have enough tickets. But we got the Gravitron here, which does not appear in the original 3 a.m. video. And I can tell you what the Gravitron is, really. But thanks to their video, we get to do two things. We get to embarrass them, and we get to use it for our own experiments. And you'll see what I'm going with here. But I am going to embarrass them. Again, liars, liar, liar, pants on fire. In the name of Sebastian, shame on you. I told you guys, whenever the arrests are made to those individuals that are responsible, we'll be bringing some receipts about certain people that knew stuff that, because, they're already made their choice on one side, that they're not gonna, if you can sleep at night, I guess. I know I wouldn't be able to if I had that kind of information. But we will expose those people when that time comes, because there's plenty of evidence, and you're seeing part of it here, but we're really gonna tear them down. But so anyway, kind of showed this yesterday. So once again, I showed kind of how ridiculous, as it's bobbing down. Where the hell are these lights at? How come we don't see the Gravitron, thing going on? And here is an image where it's at its lowest, the floodlights. Again, this house light is I've seen many drive-thrus. That house light is always lit up. Where the hell is it? Right? Certainly not. Guess no one was home that night, but we know that's BS. Oh, Jazzy, I'm just getting started. I'm so glad you found this channel because believe me, we're gonna get the clown emojis going here in just a minute. I promise you guys, and you're gonna get a laugh too. But if you can, please hit that like button. Let's try to get like 1,000 people in here because I want to see people get ready. I've been preparing this for 2 days, guys. If you're new to the channel, I don't just kind of go live. I prepare hours and hours. This is like 8 hours worth of preparing. Off and on 8 hours. I don't want to make it sound like, oh, I'm, but yeah. So anyway.
That night? He's saying supposedly on the night that Sebastian disappeared.
That stops, pulls in. There is a newspaper vehicle that comes in the neighborhood. Every other vehicle in the neighborhood has or is accounted for.
Okay, Crispy, your turn, my friend. Even though we just caught you lying, your whole team lied about the whole trash can thing. But now it's time to embarrass you like the clown you are.
Law enforcement had put that out there.
I got to use the restroom. It'll take me 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to go full screen. I'm just going to keep playing it. But I promise you guys, big stuff. Big stuff. So I'm just going to quickly.
And to come back and dispute that, I think you're a bit of a fool. Yes, I'm going to say this out loud, Mob Crew. I think you're a fool. If you.
Oh, Mob Crew's a fool. Because he makes Mr. Chris look guilty. Neighbors say there was a 3 a.m. vehicle. Number 2, never confirmation on neighbors taking out the trash. 3, newspaper delivery. Why isn't this delivery doing
Wi-Fi's that came in that
Lights at 3 a.m. and was there a car?
I'm taking this as in reference to the Mob Crew's video. To go ahead and tell you that, the one lights and.
Okay, you guys ready? Get those clown emojis going. Memberships, here we go. I promise you guys, this is going to be good. And you guys are going to get a good laugh out of this because, it's Friday. But it's time to clown him. It's time to clown these guys. And it's not even just Crispy, but, he's the main one. But, yeah, watch this, guys. We're going to serve him up on a platter here.
The time on the videos are actually wrong. Law enforcement has confirmed that. The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually the gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that. Down or something.
He already admitted to that, right? You didn't speak to him. Fisher didn't speak to him. Fisher claims that the other people went and spoke to them. So again, just all plausible deniability. Oh, gentlemen, but he doesn't explain who spoke to them. Just like Fisher saying, oh, I heard, it's this guy. He admitted to it, but I didn't speak to him. I wasn't there. I wonder why. It's a pattern, just like you do with Katie. It's just so blatantly obvious. But anyway, all right, it's time to pull out the clowns.
I think that was actually the gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that. The gentleman taking.
Clown School 101 is in, guys. Are you ready? Let's do this.
When you look at the screen, there was no vehicle. There was no vehicle.
No vehicle, but yet we see.
There was no vehicle. There was no vehicle.
Just kidding myself.
Why are you the way that you are? About the things that you choose to be.
Okay. All right. So. Okay. All right. New stuff. You guys ready? All right. Let's use their research first against them and then to use it for our benefit, for Sebastian Rogers' benefit, if it does relate to, if this evidence does turn out to, be related to Sebastian Rogers, right? Because again, surveillance footage has no allegiance, right? It's unbiased. Okay, so at the top, next to the Gravitron ride, you're going to see El Pablo, I believe Cletus, where he's going to go down that driveway. He goes pretty quick, so I'm going to show it a couple different times. Now, I want you to know, I've got the example here. Well, again, I'm going to show it a couple times. You're going to notice something different. Let's see if you guys catch on to this. And I'll have to show it a couple times, but just watch. You're going to see him going down the driveway, and then if I play a little bit more, he goes down the driveway because it goes really quick, and then he goes this way. But notice the light itself with him versus subject 2. You're going to see a pattern. And I do a better job here, hopefully, because that one went out of screen. I think I redo it here in just a minute. Make sure the volume's not too way up. Okay. Right. Okay, we zoom in. Come on, tell me if something didn't mess up. I'll be really... Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, super slowed it down because it goes so fast. Okay, look at El Pablo here, a.k.a. Cletus or something like that. Do you guys notice... What do you guys notice about this light? Do you guys notice a pattern with this light that's going on as he goes down the driveway, and then as he goes down the driveway and then cuts left onto the road? Now, again, this is super slowed down because when you play at normal speed, which I will at some point, do you guys notice something? Let me know in chat. What this light is doing. What is its behavior? Booyah. Booyah. Got one. It's like he's wearing a strobe or something. I was kind of wondering that, right? Oh yeah, you guys are smart. You guys know. Look at you guys. You guys are smart, right? So that was super slowed down because, when you play it normal, he goes down that driveway in like less than 2 seconds, it feels like, and then he kind of comes down the road, kind of back towards them, and then it ends. So let's look at it again, right? So here's subject 2. One version. This is towards the second half of the clip of the Nick Barris. Now, watch the difference between the two. Solid light. Boy, does a little beeping, but for the most part, solid. And that's just one part. There's another part up here again. So I show the other one. You're going to see it. And it's just going to cut. It's going to do a big leap here where there's nothing flashing. So here we go. Oh, I think I slowed this down way a lot to really try to line up subject 2 and 1. But again, we got the blinking. Subject 2 is going to appear here in just a minute. All right, we almost got 800 people in here. Hit that like button. I promise you guys, it's going to be big. And it's going to have a good laugh to it as well. Maybe I was doing this to show subject 1 I know I do more subject 2. Maybe that was just to compare subject 1 and 2. Let's see here. Oh, I don't want to fast forward because I know I'm going to skip right to... Okay, here we go. There's subject 2. Subject 2. So they're slowed down at about the same pace. That's what it was. To try to be fair, to have it at the same speed. But notice, a lot of blinking. This one's holding strong here. A lot of blinking. And these are at the same speed, right? So just keep that in mind. These are at the same speed, right? We've had like 10 blinks since we started with subject 2. Now we got a few blinks with subject 2. But Pablo over here just constantly blinking, right? Oh, Zoo Blues. Oh, just wait. Actually, you're not going to have to wait long. Now I'm going to play the... I think the next one I played just without slowing
kind of
down.
like dumb luck. As we're doing this test, the cameras are rolling
and that's at regular speed. I mean, look how much I was just blinking.
A light starts moving across the monitor, and it's a guy taking his trash down and his trash can down from an elevated driveway. And I was not there, but the rest of the people went and talked to him.
The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually a gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that.
It is now time to pull out the clown emojis, because here we go. You guys ready? Have you already figured out what's causing the blinking? If you haven't, here we go.
The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually a gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that.
That is at full speed. Look how quickly it went down that driveway, blinking the hell out of it. And then even as he's coming down the road back to them, he's blinking like crazy. So here's a kind of an overlay of what's going on. Do you guys see what is the issue? Pull out the clowns. Are you guys seeing why that's happening? Anybody see what may be causing that to blink like crazy? Bueller. He had a flashlight, but there was something causing that. Anybody see? We got Rob C in here. I wonder, do you think it could be these, well, let's see what my cousin Biddy has to say. So I wonder why that's blinking all the goddamn time. I'm sorry for using that. Gosh darn time. Don't forget, over 10 trees over here. I wonder why Mr. Blinky McBlinker next to the Gravitron ride is trying to, do Morse code. I like that, Sharon. It's Morse code. Huh. Interesting. Again, this is fall, of course, so there's no leaves. But I thought it'd be funny to add in my cousin Biddy, because that's exactly what it reminds me of. Because it don't matter what angle you're looking at. I don't care how these guys try to spin it. I don't care if you have the camera, you're saying it's up like 20 feet. I don't care if you're saying you're on the ground. The trees are at all these different levels. That is why Mr. Blinky McBlinker is doing Morse code out there with his trash can, allegedly. Because there are all these trees, you freaking clown. You clown. You are a clown. You're liars. And it drives me nuts because you do it off the name of Sebastian and you make me sick. I want to puke. You know it's bullshit. I could do this all day. I've told you guys how many times I could debunk these guys in 1,000 different ways because, again, you don't because you don't care. You put up bullshit, and I can debunk it 1,000 different ways because you don't give a shit. So once again, no, you do not see a person walking out his trash can, Mr. Blinky McBlinker, which is in the Nick Barris video. My effing ass. You lion sack of doo-doo. Oh my God, where's the Tylenol? You clowns. You clowns off the back of Sebastian do this shit, and it makes me so furious. Because when your heart's not in it, and you know you're corrupt, the work that you produce, you try to claim, is going to be nonsense, and it's going to be debunked because it's not right. And I'll continue to do this over and over and over because you guys are clowns. You don't give a shit about Sebastian. It drives me up a wall. But thanks to you, we can actually use this for good, and I'll show you guys here in a minute. But, why not? Let's do this one more time for laughs.
And his trash can down from an elevated driveway. And I was not there, but the rest of the people went and talked to him.
The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually a gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that.
Oh, we're not done with that quote. We're not done with that quote at all.
The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually a gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that.
Again, why do you think Mr. Blinky McBlinker is going down looking like that? I know this is now rhetorical, but Mr. Blinky McBlinker doing Morse code next to the Gravitron ride. Because I'll let Miss. I wish I could edit the audio and say how many trees are there? Because forget the bushes. How many trees are there? There's over 10 trees.
Don't forget this one and this one.
Yeah. No, don't forget these two over here. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It depends on how far you want to go, left or right. But in the immediate vicinity, there's at least 6 to 8 of them that we can see of. Which is just embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. And that's what happens when you don't give a shit about the work that you produce and you are trying to put a narrative out. And I'm going to embarrass you every single time. But of course, you won't talk about this because I'm done with these guys. I'm done. Actually, I'm just getting started with these two. Just getting started. But again, this is what happens. This is what happens when you're corrupt and, you're not in it for the right reasons. You are going to be exposed. And there's more. I mean, that's a big piece of the main course, but we do have dessert and some other stuff. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're only getting started. And remember, I told you guys, how can we use this for good, right? So we'll get to that. But I want you to listen to this because we know how Crispy the Clown likes to kind of add in truth in there. Notice what he says notice the verb, I guess action verb. Would it be an action verb? Notice the verb he uses when describing what the guy's doing with the trash can and flashlight.
To go ahead and tell you that the one lights and the time on the videos are actually wrong. Law enforcement has confirmed that. The one looks like it's running down or something. That was
running. Interesting choice of words. Running, because we do see when this all after transpires, we do see someone, and again, coming right from the homeowner himself, said he could see somebody jump in the ditch. Told you guys that a year ago. Comes from solid sources. Running. Interesting. Running with a flashlight. A little bit of truth in there, mixed with a bunch of horse doo-doo.
Actually, the gentleman taking his trash can to the street, he has already admitted to that. Down or something, that was actually the gentleman taking his trash can to the street, he has already admitted to that. When you look at the screen, there was no vehicle. Enforcement has confirmed that. The one looks like it's running down or something, that was actually...
Running, huh? Running. And you know, it's funny, if you go and look at their footage, remember I told you guys when, Mr. Ricardo's doing Morse code as he's going down the driveway, I have to super slow it down. Like if I played the regular version, I mean, he's down the driveway in about 2 seconds or less. So I kind of find it was funny. Is he just referring to that, or is he kind of accidentally spilling a little bit of beans on about, running with flashlight?
So the gentleman taking his trash can to the street, he has already admitted to that. Down or something, that was actually the gentleman taking his trash can to the street, he has already admitted to that.
Look how steep that driveway is. And we can go on Google Maps here. Look at this, guys. Do you think, no, I think I know who lived there. I'm not going to say anything about them, but, I understand. I don't know if they'd want to be running. Even if you're in your prime, I don't think you're going to be running down this, right? I think that would be very irresponsible. And especially if you got a heavy trash can, right? I don't think you want to be running down the driveway, right? Yeah. So, running down. Yeah. I don't know about that. So here's one more version of me showing it super highlighted here with, I think I was trying to get subject 2 to go up, if I recall. Yeah, so here comes Ricardo with his Morse code going on. But this is this is where we can use this for good, right? So what does this tell us? We know from their experiment that if we don't have a solid flashlight, there is likely some kind of obstruction, right? And it makes absolute sense when you're recording all the way back here and you're trying to record through, even though it's fall, all of these branches, right? And the driveway is through here. You're blinking all the time. So using that we know of, well, that could tell us a lot about the footage from the Nick Barris stuff. Because although there are a few little flashes in here and there, we know for the most part there's good 2 chunks of parts where it's solid, right? Got a little bit of flash coming in, pretty solid right there, and then it makes a pretty solid jump over here, a little bit of flash in and out as if it's getting ready to move past maybe a tree or something. But look at the difference, right? So we know, it's probably moving right there, probably moved past an object, likely a tree. But for the most part, it's in a fairly open space, right? If we use what they did, right, and we know the elements that are involved, which means they had a lot of obstacles, basically trees and tree branches, versus our Nick Barris, where for the most part, subject 1 doesn't really blink, although subject 1's kind of already moved up. But for the most part, subject 2, a few parts where it kind of out for a bit. For the most part, it's fairly solid. So what does that tell you? At least in my opinion, that kind of confirms And remember, because of how far, and this is one part I forgot to mention. The other thing we can use is we know how far away Pablo was, right, during the driveway. And if you notice, it goes super quick. Even though that driveway is probably, I don't know, I'm guessing here 20 plus feet, give or take. But he's down it really quick. But because he's so far away, right, the further things go, the less left to right is going to happen, right? The closer the things are, the more, they move 20 feet, maybe like this. But as you go further back, it's going to get smaller and smaller, right? Because our field of view, depth perception, really. So it also tells us that with this movement, wherever they're moving, there is not many obstacles, right? Wow. Kind of aligns with what I put out over a year ago. When I thought, well, wow. Now remember, this is taken, the background one is summer. Actually, I think I have a better one over here. Hold on. But at the end of the day, right, we can use that against them to say, look at your idiotic mistakes. And look at ours where your solid flashlight is staying solid for a good chunk of time, which means wherever it's moving, there's not a lot of obstacles between it and that camera. And again, there's obviously not a lot of places this camera is pointing at, right? So again, there's not much to deduce. So I wonder, do you think it's moving across here, right? Or do you think the light is moving across all these damn trees, right? Very epic. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. God, someone sent me a PayPal the other day. I didn't get to thank them. Give me a second. I'll thank them. I do have a little bit more. So don't go anywhere. We're going to read some chat as well. I am like 99% sure, girl mom. I mean, you really don't have any other light sources to go off, right? I am 99.9% sure that that's the garage light. Julia, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I could use it more than ever. So thank you so much, and I'm sorry I missed it. Sometimes I get them, and sometimes I don't. Yeah, I mean, you only have so many options, right, girl mom? There's only so many light sources. And we've had many people drive through that neighborhood.
Well, I mean...
Yeah. And again, I mean, we know the camera's pointing this way, so, and all of this is completely dark. So, I mean, it's pretty, it's not hard to, in my opinion, to deduce what is that light coming from. As a matter of fact, when you look at it, because remember, notice, especially the left one, notice why the right one's like a lot brighter. Notice the left one's kind of weird. It's almost got this little circle halo to it. Remember, because they're so close together, especially since it's wide field, so wide field of view, that and I'd have to show the fisheye example versus non-fisheye to kind of really get the hone in on the example. As things get further away, they kind of get pulled together. But you can tell that this is getting obstructed by something. And that makes perfect sense because, again, it's coming from these two lights, and you have this tree, And if you think about it, again, it would be nice if, it's too bad they didn't actually care about this experiment. Because it's so hard because this guy, I can't get that right spot. But if you were to move a little bit more to the right, you would probably block this light fairly well. And I think that's what's going on, is you got the tree causing that to not quite illuminate the same as this one. Anyway, there's so many other things. But anyway, there's more. But yeah, like I said, if anybody has that live that I was talking about earlier, like the full live of them where they did the experiment, because I would love to know if they ever mentioned about recording that guy doing his trash can. Because again, I would think that would be your big thing. You would not stop talking about that. But when watching that, I don't get that feeling at all. Okay. So we got some more. But again, like I said, just final thing with this is, like I said, seeing that light beeping around because it's got obstacles in it versus our Nick Bears video. The lights are pretty solid, especially subject 1. So we know subject 1, wherever it's at, it doesn't even really flicker at all. Which tells us it's likely, makes sense, it'd be in the common area, especially in fall, where there's not many objects. And then you have subject 2 that comes in for a bit, and then it's gone for a bit, which probably means it's in the ditch. And then it's here, and then it's just kind of chilling for a bit. Right? Because now it's probably came out of the ditch. No more obstacles, but maybe one other tree that might be in the way that you'll see it flicker. But for the most part, is out and open, no issues. So to me, again, that's, using their nonsense against them. Grace, I promise you, I can't say more than what I can right now. Good things are happening, and I can't say anymore. I'm screaming on the inside. Screaming on the inside. All I'll say is good things are happening. Good things are happening. Man, I wish I could say more. Oh, I have to.
Right, they do. Chris and Katie.
All right, we're going to move to the next part. We got 2 more sections. Like I said, it's going to be a big live. It's Friday night. I appreciate everybody being here. What those lights are you asking what those lights are? Those are flashlights. Next time, because I was focused on the nonsense and catching them lying about the guy taking out the trash can. And I told you guys this almost a year ago. Well, maybe not. It was probably a little less than a year ago. I told you guys, that story, because there's a thing that they love to do, is they like to take stories and combine them. It's just like with the neighbor Bobby and her kids, and then a separate event where Sebastian was found under a car at another home in a different cul-de-sac. And then they try to combine those 2 stories, that it happened somewhere near them. And then there was a flashlight tag, which Bobby's children used to play, and they played in their yard. Remember, Sebastian never went over to their street. But then they try to combine this theory once again. And that's what they like to do. It's disgusting. And I told you guys, when you look at the 3 a.m. video, the still shot, you see the guy's garbage cans are still there. They're not put out. Guess who's the one that goes and takes out the garbage can just before the garbage man comes? The homeowner. Do you know why? Because I had sources tell me that. So what they did is they took his story, combined with their nonsense recreation where, Pablo's taken to trash can, and then they combined those two stories. Because that's what they love to do. Because they're garbage people. And I can't wait for the day that they're caught. I cannot wait. And I cannot wait to show you guys the people that supported them and knew information and decided not to look at it. I don't know what disgusts me more. The people that know stuff, and we've shown them already, right? There's stuff that they know that could help Sebastian, but and I cannot wait to pull the receipts when that day comes. It will be Judgment Day. Sorry, I got off topic, but it just makes me so upset. Some of the things that I know that I know that they know, and oof, man, it's disgusting. On the back of a missing child, it just makes me sick. All right, so let's listen to this because
Chris and Katie are.
I just want to tear this down because we're on a clown Chris thing here. Oh, I got it now, Chris. Oh, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I hopefully explained something. Girl Mom, oh, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. That is so sweet. If you did by chance get gifted by her, please, if you can't, send a thank you. And thank you for working so hard, Sebastian. I am trying my best, and good things are happening. Trust me. Now, I don't want you guys to get that twisted and go, there could be, but things are happening. And that's all I can say. Don't take that, just be careful on how you take that, but I'm telling you guys, if you guys know my passion, I've spent probably over 1,000 hours just on this 3 a.m. video. Shows you how much I care about solving this, right? I don't care if I'm the one that solves it. I don't want that. I don't care about a reward. I don't care about any of that. I just want to help do my part, right? And I also want to say I couldn't do that without you guys being here. So keep that in mind. This isn't just me. This is a community effort. But let me play this part. I've got 2 more main sections to go over.
Are dedicated to finding their son, right? They do things in the background. They don't need to come out here, get in the spotlight, get ass pats and
thank you,
attaboys and pats on the head. I can 100% assure you, and let me tell you, the stuff that they're doing, it's not free, right? The legitimate search things are being done.
Really, I would love to know how many legitimate search things they've been involved in since Sebastian's disappearance. I would love to know, because I've got quite a few sources, very local. I've heard a lot of things about, searches going on. According to them, their son went missing right from their backyard. So I don't understand. You've got home field advantage. Aiden Kloon, his case, his mother lives in California. His son went missing basically on the border of Utah, not on the border, but more or less. Technically it's 1 state away, but it might as well be 2 because they're from where she's come from, California, and it's on the east side of Nevada. It's come from the very far west of California. For her to go do a search, and she only gets to do it once a year, maybe twice a year. She has to go travel hundreds of miles to go search for her child, her missing teenage son. She doesn't have home field advantage, which means she can only do it once or twice a year. Because not only is it nearly 2 states away, but it's up in the mountains where, conditions are only, either it's because it's a desert. So during the day, it's either super hot or it's going to get super cold and you're going to get crazy weather because it's elevated. Kind of what we deal with. Unlike them, They've got home field advantage. They can go out whenever they want, right there. Start a grid search. Get a master grid search going where you have the map. There's so many apps now. I've gone over them that now these searchers use now, right? So they can track exactly what they did. Catalpo's the big one, or one of the big ones. It's an app. GPS locations, what you did during your search. And then it goes on to like a master, map that shows all the people where they've been, and you keep track of that. But here's their answer to this.
On their dime, right? So they are not stopping the search for their son. Period. Will you hear about it on the internet? No, you won't.
Yeah, and unfortunately, no. I mean, she's very correct. We're not going to come out in the public and videotape and start posting on everything that we have done and are currently involved with or have planned. One, it just, if you publicize it, then too many people get involved and more people just tend to get in the way for certain things, and it's just not conducive to what needs to be done, unfortunately.
No, that sounds exactly what needs to be done. It isn't hard to, you got a little bit of money, clearly. You hired fish sticks there. You can't hire somebody just to kind of coordinate a search?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not an organizer. I'm not going to sit here and organize a...
All the missing parents that I've been involved with had to do their own thing. And it's not that hard, really. But, when you actually care about the missing person, especially when you're related to it, like a mother or an actual real father, you bet your ass they're going to be directly involved, just like Daniel Robinson, his father David Robinson, moved from South or North Carolina out to Arizona, conducting all the searches. He's the one that leads up these searches, right? Nobody else, because, he wants to be there, right? Because, again, he actually wants to find the child.
500-person search party line us up in a line and start marching through fields. I can't, because one, there's a lot of legal issues, there's a lot of health issues.
I've already gone over how stupid that is. The only legal issue would be is if you're going to somebody's yard, your property, you would have to ask permission. But usually 9 out of 10 times, when you say, hey, I'm looking for a missed child, might have some searchers. Is it all right if we, kind of comb through your, part of your property here? Usually 9 out of 10, they're going to be okay with that. But yeah, all he's doing right there, excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. That's all it is.
You got to have certain things in place, and that's just not something that we are equipped to do.
Wow. You know how many parents are not equipped to do this? Because all of a sudden, one day they wake up and it's their worst nightmare. Their child is missing. Guess what? They got to step up. The ones that care.
But trust me, we do appreciate everybody looking. If you want to go out there and look on your own, please be safe. If you see something of interest, take pictures. Don't touch it.
Oh my
reach out
God!
To your local law enforcements, whatever.
Right. So you just want a bunch of random people out there not communicating each other, not having a conducive kind of collaborative thing going on. That way people aren't searching over the same thing that somebody else searched, right? So that way you're getting the most out of people who are being super nice, like Silvers and Fred Sheila and others who come out and, because they're not being transparent. And again, when it comes to Aiden Clune, they have a map of where people, every time we go out there, we try to use the app. That way we have this master document, whatever you want to call it, on the app that we can look at, just kind of like you've seen with Command Center and Sebastian, where everybody's searched, or with the case in Nova Scotia, same thing. Obviously, that's what you want. But again, you just have people all scattered out that are, not communicating. Obviously, nothing, not saying they can't, obviously they have great intentions. This just shows what a shitty person you are because you don't care. Anyway, it just pisses me off. Okay, listen to this, guys. 2 more things, guys. And I appreciate the love and support in the chat, guys. All right. The 3M car that's not a car. I thought this was very cryptic and interesting. Let me know what you guys think of this. There you go, Karen's. Yeah, Suss House was the true home. Yeah. There you go.
Why would Chris Proudfoot say that was something?
Brenda brings up a great point. I didn't even think about that. Not one, both of them are military trained. Holy shit. And they can't, oops, I just hit something I did not mean to do. There we go. They can't organize a search. He mentions like 500 people. You know what some of these people would give to have like 50 people out there searching? Again, you have home field advantage, right? Okay, listen to this, guys. I promise you guys. I hate to get into, a little bit of conspiracy, but just listen to this and let me know what you guys think. We got 2 more parts. Trust me, there's just a little bit more. Listen okay. So this comes from, and like I said, I really don't care for nerdy. He's his own thing. I do believe he spoke with Crispy because there's things that he says that I just think there's no way unless he actually spoke to Crispy. But here's what Crispy relayed to him. Now listen to what he says and let me know what you guys think about this.
Why would Chris Proudfoot say that was something they did? So I asked about the lights. Chris Proudfoot said 300% the lights. I don't care what others say. Chris said that the lights were, the first pair of lights were from a neighbor that were bringing the trash down.
Liar, we've just busted you on that. That is not somebody taking out the trash. It would be a beeping Morse code going across. We've already debunked that, and I could go and do that 1,000 more times. You guys make it too easy because when you're not trying to be honest, it's pretty easy to poke holes in your nonsense. Listen to what he said. 300%. I will look, girl mom. If I get a chance, we'll pull up some emails, not on screen, of course, but I'll look. Do you guys see something here? He told them not 100%, not 1,000%, 300%. Do you guys think Crispy is trolling? Let me know in the chat. You guys see that? Not 100% sure. Not 1,000% sure. Not 500% sure. I mean, usually you say 100% sure. You go easy. Why 300%? Yeah. Not only the number 3, but you break down 300 and you put a colon in between. Kind of interesting. I don't know. I found that so, I'm like, why 300%? Do you think he's like trolling? Like that's him, like, That's interesting. Is that crazy though? Like that's not just on accident. Like, oh, I'm just coming up with a, kind of a crazy thing. But like, I'm like, wait a minute. He's talking about the car and he mentions 300. 3M. Yeah. I'm telling you guys. There's always a little bit of truth with Crispy. He can't help himself. Oh, whoa. Okay, girl mom, when we get towards the end, I'll see if I can look it up. If you know what the subject line is, let me know in chat, and then I'll look. You'd be proud of that one. I love Deception Detective. Very, again, I don't think that's, again, yeah. Cannot say enough. That is just so weird. And too on the nose. Yeah, and the number 3, right, is Deception. And a lot of 3s come up in this. I know, I hate to get into that, you know. But yeah, it is a little weird.
And then it cuts diagonally to the house next door to us through their backyard.
Okay, let's
and that is the direction which the dogs take off. Now after that, and then it cuts diagonally to the house next door to us through their backyard. And that is the direction which the dogs take off. Now after that.
Okay. Man, we already got 2 hours. Woo. Man, I told you guys I had like 2 shows put together here. Shit. I might have to turn this into a second show. But don't go anywhere. I've still got one more thing. Two more things. So I'm working on this. Again, you guys know this is something we talked about on Wednesday. The new discovery with the lights. And I think we need to do a show where, like, I kind of mentioned, like, I'll mention, like, before, like, hey, if you know, like, your boyfriend or your husband or, you know, your son, whatever, any car people, we need to get car people in here, and we need to kind of brainstorm about the lights, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. But as you guys know, as I mentioned, I'm not going to go over this too much because I'm going to run out of time, but I was looking at this. If you missed it Wednesday, it's very interesting. So if you want to check out that show, I'd highly check it out. We kind of figured out that, you know, I always thought it was so weird, this lighting with the road coming from the 3M car. And then I went back and looked because the road has been kind of I don't want to say it's been redone, but the guy that lives there, he's got a boat and he's clearly scuffed up the road pretty badly. As you can, let's see. So this is 2025. So as you can see, it looks like they've kind of fixed it up, right? Kind of cleared it up a little bit. But if you go back a year, just before he went missing, you can see it. Just look how badly he's scuffed it up with his boat here. Especially probably, you know, when he's pulling it in, the boat dips down and the ball joint or whatever is scraping up and hitting the crown and all these different areas. So it's pretty blatant. And, you know, it always bothered me. There's this little, you know, void here. And it's not only just a void, but it's at a certain angle. And then it's like you look at the drone footage and you can clearly see right there, which is just taken shortly after he went missing. You can see the void. You got the crown because it's a concave road. You can see the crown here, which I don't know. It's probably less than a foot wide. Maybe, I don't know. It's tough to say from there. Maybe a foot wide. Yeah, probably a foot wide at least. No, I'm not the best with inches and feet. But yeah, then I started kind of realizing, like, oh shit. Well, that's just because the light can't hit it because there's that divot into it, right? So we kind of go over that. And then I noticed, like, right at the beginning there, it's super smooth, which tells me it's like, you know, it probably got super banged up. And if that car had been backed up more, we probably would have seen more of the crown, as we're calling it. And anyway, so
3 a.m. vehicle.
No vehicle. There was no vehicle.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. There's
confirmation
no
on neighbors taking
fun or
no vehicle, Chris. That's right. No vehicle. So now what I'm working on to finish up here is, because I am trying to work on the 3 a.m. car, the 3 a.m. video mixed with the 3 a.m. car. If that makes sense. And seeing what I can do to try to combine these two. And again, this is kind of late, so I'm just starting this, but because I'm always trying to do new things outside the box, think outside the box. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take the car that was seen on the different videos, right? The 3 a.m. possibly Nissan or Honda Accord that was likely involved, and I'm basically taking different clips of the surveillance footage, blackening it out so it's almost like this, right? Kind of trying to recreate this. Again, it's never going to be one-to-one because we're looking at vehicles at two different angles, right? But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to match up not only the...
And that's currently...
Oh, yeah. See, I was working on this, and then I'm like... Oh, yeah, there's this part, too. Man, yeah, we'll have to do a part 2, because I don't want to go too much longer. But what I want to try to do is get some car people in here, maybe for the next show. And here's shout out to Silvers, doing an amazing job here. And I'm trying to figure out, did this guy have high beams on? I got to ask Silvers if he can remember if he had his high beams on or not. Because remember, this vehicle gets lit up, the truck gets lit up, but, we don't see anything else. It's really just the crown of the road. And, here as you watch somebody from first person, you see all these, you can see the whole road lit up. But when you look at it from, say this vehicle, and you darken it up to kind of compare back to the 3 a.m. video from the neighbor, well, now you kind of get just the road. You don't get that cone, right? And you get more of just the center. And remember, we're at a side view, whereas in the 3 a.m. video, the camera is 10 feet high and it's looking down, so we got more of a top-down view. So anyway, there's a lot to go over, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of like going all over the place because it's something I was trying to work on, but yeah. So one last thing, and then we'll read some comments, and then we'll finish up. This is the other thing that I cannot stand that is going on, and this is all because, really, it's all because of Crispy, right? Who, of course, told Nerdy all this nonsense, and then you get Michelle After Dark, and I'm not really trying to shit on her, because at the end of the day, you got to look at the positive. At least she's talking about Sebastian, so you got to look at the good out of the negative, right? But here we go. Check this out.
Around 8:30ish, this bloodhound came along and tracked in the same location. Okay, so I asked if anybody had the video.
So here she is back on this whole charade of, well, there's this figure running back, right? And I told you guys I found a video that somebody faked, and I just want to show you guys. I will look at that girl mom here, I promise. But here she is going back on the canine and the cadaver dogs. And just look at her. Sorry.
Okay, news to me. Legend in the back fence. In the back fence.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, where is her?
News to Carney. The
Oh
other
my God.
subdivision, which is
Okay. It's so hard because it's just barely in there. Let me play it from there. Sorry.
according to this person in my Facebook group, and somebody legend tracked from Sebastian's front door down the back fence across the neighbour's backyard.
Anyway, she's got literally a diagram where it shows him cutting through right here. Ah! This is her diagram. She's saying somebody's cutting through that. So already he gets past the first camera. Well, and then don't forget the camera facing the home as well. And the one in the back. That does capture both sides of the home, right? So it's really covered on all sides. Somehow gets past that. Then he's wandering up the road. And he's going to get past 3 other cameras. Actually, there's more. There's actually more cameras that she doesn't know about. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then, we're back at the damn retention pond thing. So we're just going backwards with all this nonsense. So she's saying he somehow went up here. Again, how does he get past this camera? How does he get past the other cameras? And so most of these cameras, or half of these, are in nighttime mode. This one isn't. Which then, if he's wearing white Adidas pants, he's going to light up like a Christmas tree. No, he's not there. He is not walking. He's nowhere that night. But she's trying to take this damn footage that has been altered. And I'm not saying she altered it. But what they're doing is they took this footage, and you know how you can see the guy as he's walking his dog fairly well as he's coming towards. But when he leaves, it's harder to see because I think the dog kind of takes off. And so he's kind of running, is my guess. Because you can't really see them that well. But I think they're walking at a steady pace. That's why you can see them. Now, here's the video where... Wait. Yeah, so here, you can clearly see him walking down the road, right? Now, either you got to say that this is Sebastian who wandered all the way up Killen and then decided to turn back around and then run back, which is ridiculous. Or there's 2 people, and how come this witness hasn't said he's seen Sebastian? Again, of course, it's all nonsense. Anyway, it's just a guy walking his dog. But I want to show you guys what I think is going on. One, somebody took the footage and altered it because when it ends, when he comes back, you can't really see him, right? You can see him pretty well when he comes. So what did they do? They took the footage, and you know how you can kind of see him walking? I know it's kind of hard, but you can see him walking. What they did is they stopped the video right here, and then they reverse it. So now, and they play a little bit faster. So what happens is then you see this. I don't know. God, I wish I could zoom in. You basically see a guy zip across. And that's what they did. They reversed it and made it look like, oh, there's some person running. But all they did is reversed him walking, stopped it, edited it, and then reversed it, and then fast forward it to where it's now just in reverse, and it just looks like someone darting. And sadly, she played that. I think she probably took that from somebody else's video, but here you'll see it. So you can see the person. She slowed it down, but when you have it sped up, right there, you see this big shot. You can't see that in the other one. This is edited footage. I'm not saying she did that. I know the person, or know of one of the persons that did it. It's disgusting. Anyway, here's the other thing. I do wonder, because the dogs did track, over to there, but not scent track. They just walked over there. I wonder, and let me know you guys think in chat, because it is just a guy walking up Devon, right, at midnight. We have the footage. We can see him turn on his house. He gets out. He walks Devon. This is his home. He walks Devon. That's just his normal routine. He walks Devon there. He comes down Kellen, then he comes back up. I wonder when he came back up, because the dog did kind of run a little bit. I wonder, do you think that he might have actually went down to Devon? Remember, this is what it looked like there. There'd be kind of a mound of dirt right here. Walked the dog, just a little bit more to the mound, and then walked back. And then just by chance, because they were searching, that really, when the dog got over to that part of the yard, he picked up that dog scent of the dog and the guy walking his dog at midnight, and probably picked up that scent and it was like, oh, and then started going over to Devon and then cutting over. Let me know what you think in chat, but that kind of sounds more plausible. That dog probably, picked up the guy's scent that was walking his dog, and there's a good possibility that guy walked his dog over to Devon just to the one little area and then came back around. And then as they had the one dog just kind of searching, just to pick up anything, which they want to claim that he was scent dog, which I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Exactly, Alyssa. Yeah, but exactly, yeah. So that's why I think he's just like that dog. Once he got there, once he got to that road, it's like, oh, I got something, right? So yeah. Anyway, so let me read chat for a second. Let me just play this for everybody that's still here, and thank you to everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. But let me. There's our Gravitron ride there. Okay. Thank you, Alyssa. It was a ground disturbance dog, right? Oh, sorry. Gotta itch my nose. Okay, let me look at the emails here. Okay. Oh, another thing. If anybody, because I have to be careful. Oh, let me play this real quick.
Really big things, right?
1 second, guys. Why?
What was it about the burner phones?
Yeah, see, that's not even right. So what the burner phone was, from what I was told, was that there was a call on Sebastian's phone records, and it was a call that, you had to dial. It wasn't in his contacts. And they asked, I guess, the Proudfoots,
who in the hell in this day and age can remember a cell phone, anybody's number? I know 911. I remember, back when I was a teenager, I knew everybody's phone number. I can't tell you a single, except for my phone number, I don't know anybody's phone number other than my phone number. You shitting me?
Do you know who this is? They said no, and they called it, and it was Robin Rogers. And when he called it, he was at his dad's in Clarksville. So they cleared up the call. The burner phone didn't call Sebastian. So that's a totally different thing, right? So that was Sebastian's phone records. He called his grandma. She wasn't saved in the phone. They figured out who it was. Another situation was when the FBI did their geofencing. Remember when it was a big thing that Chris's Wi-Fi was picked up, all that shit? Well, I guess a burner phone pinged in the area, and they traced a few pings around Hendersonville. And according to Chris, the burner phone called Seth.
Oh, get the hell out of here. I have never heard that. No wonder it comes from Crispy. Holy shit, how can you live with yourself when you spread this garbage? God, I cannot wait until karma comes around for these people. Holy shnikes. That is such garbage.
That same burner called Seth.
So the night is it the night Sebastian disappeared? The burner.
I don't know when the burner called Seth.
How? Wait, hold. Wait, what? What?
Around Hendersonville.
I gotta listen to this again. What?
In the area, and they traced like a few pings around Hendersonville. And according to Chris, the burner phone called Seth. That same.
Okay, so that would be in Seth's phone records, which remember, they took his phone. So if that happened, right, that would be in his phone. Because remember, he's at work. They have all that. So what? Let's say even if
burner called Seth.
So the night is it the night Sebastian disappeared? The burner.
I don't know when the burner called Seth. There's no, like, I don't have a date. I asked that same question. But I do know that there was a ping out of the burner phone in the area the night that Sebastian went missing. But I don't know when it called Seth. If
you effing liar, and you know you're a liar.
You will. And I guess one of the pings was down by that Old Hickory Dam. So that's...
Oh my God. They did not. When was this uploaded? Anybody know? So I'm assuming this is recent, right? Because it got the Halloween stuff up. Holy shit. How do you feel? How does spreading that shit, like, on the back of a missing child? There's some words that I just really want to use right now, but I just want to be professional. But, oh my God, shame on you people. God, I cannot wait. So wait a minute. Didn't they just say that it was... Hold on, one more time. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Did they just literally slip up?
The area. And
well, hold on. I think they just screwed up.
Thing that Chris's Wi-Fi was picked up. All that shit. Well, I guess a burner phone pinged in the area, and they traced like a few pings around Hendersonville. And according to Chris, the burner phone called Seth. That same burner called Seth.
So the night is it the night Sebastian disappeared? The burner.
I don't know when the burner called Seth. There's no, like, I don't have a date. I asked that same question.
So you don't have a date, but you're implying that it happened. What? You don't have a date, but you're saying it happened when he went missing. Do you guys even listen to... Oh, God. Do you guys use your brain? Again, I'm not the smartest. Oh, my God. Do you even listen to you guys self?
Called Seth.
So the night is it the night Sebastian disappeared? The burner.
I don't know when the burner called Seth. There's no, like, I don't have a date. Burner phone pinged in the area, and they traced like a few pings around Hendersonville. And according to Chris, the burner phone called Seth. That same burner called Seth.
Let me back it up one more time.
He was at his dad's in Clarksville. So they cleared up the call Sebastian.
Sorry, guys. One more time.
That's a totally different thing, right? So that was Sebastian's phone records. He called his grandma. She wasn't saved in the phone. They figured out who it was. Another situation was when the FBI did their, like, geofencing. Remember when it was a big thing that Chris's Wi-Fi was picked up? All that shit. Well, I guess a burner phone.
Yeah, no one mentioned a burner phone back then. Crispy didn't mention a burner phone back then. Don't you think that'd be a big stick it to the other people, Team Green, that there's an unknown burner phone? But now it's being mentioned?
Pinged in the area, and they traced like a few pings around Hendersonville. And according to Chris, the burner phone called Seth. That same burner called Seth.
So the night is it the night Sebastian disappeared? The burner.
I don't know when the burner called Seth. There's no, like, I don't have a date. I asked that same question. But I do know that there was a ping out of the burner phone in the area the night that Sebastian went missing.
What? Wait,
but
what?
I don't know when it.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Called Seth. That same burner called Seth.
So the night is it the night Sebastian disappeared? The burner.
I don't know when the burner called Seth. There's no, like, I don't have a date. I asked that same question. But I do know that there was a ping out of the burner phone in the area the night that Sebastian went missing.
Go F yourself. Go F yourself. And truly Crispy, because it's Crispy, really, they're just being the mouthpiece. So it's really, clowns, get your clowns out. Because, again, that's how does that help find Sebastian, right? You're going to spew nonsense, you're a clown. Oh my God, do you listen to yourself? How does that make sense? So you have no idea when the pings are, yet now you know that there was a ping the night he went missing. You don't know when the pings happened or when the call happened, but it happened around Hendersonville. But now you are saying, just after all you said in that, holy shit.
I asked that same question. But I do know that there was a ping out of the burner phone in the area the night that Sebastian went missing. But I don't know when it called Seth, if you will. And I guess one of the pings was down by that old Hickory Dam. So that's where the dam comes in, too.
It's also a little strange. Like, why is this information just coming out now?
Right.
Huh. I wonder. Is it Crispy just spewing out a bunch of shit? Right? To just get a bunch of people, oh my God, look at Seth. Oh my God, look at this unknown call. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. One day, guys. One day. Oh my gosh. Good things are happening, and that's all I can say. Oh, jeez. That's just going to light a fire under my ass more. So anyway, there's so much more. I would have had 2 shows. I know I've already gone 2.5 hours, way over I'd like to go. So real quick, I just want to shout out my wonderful mods. God, I hope I didn't miss anything. Ruru, thank you so much for renewing your membership. Joe South, thank you so much for the $5 and the 5 Mob Crew membership. Sassy, thank you for the membership and for your support. Holly S, I think I missed you. I'm sorry. Thank you for renewing. Denise, thank you for becoming a member. I caught you, girl mom, and thank you for the email. That is huge. Thank you for gifting the 5 Mob Crew. Rachel, anyone know if KP did job? Not what you're saying. Not sure what you said there, Rachel. I'm sorry. If job, something about the job, but I'm not sure of the exact question. I'm sorry. She's not working anymore. If you're asking about her job, she's apparently schooling or something. I'm not sure. Thank you for the $2, Joe. Fantastic live, Chris. Thank you so much. I must go now. We'll catch you in later. Much love to you and everybody here. Thank you so much. Play the other video, girl mom. I don't know if I got the other one. I don't know if I got the other one. I only got one. Yeah, I don't know why. I only got one. I would show my emails, but it'd show people's names. Yeah, I only have the first one. But if you want to send that to me, I'll play it the next live, I promise, especially if it's something explosive. But thank you for sending that one. That is, and that's clearly new. That's no surprise. What is with this Hickory Dam? Like, You really think that Sebastian made it so? I mean, the Hickory Dam, depending on which part you're talking about, is like up to like 15 miles away, I believe. You're thinking a kid, no shoes? God, man, these people make me sick. Anyway, please share this. Share this, because I want him to see this. I'm going to make a short video clowning him about them lying about the trash can, because that is clearly they were lying about it. And I will do a short. I will release a short on it. Also, we're going to work on a fish sticks emoji as well. And yeah, we'll probably do a members live and we'll do that together. Yeah, I think it's more than 5 miles, but I guess it depends on where you're at. Okay, just in case, because sometimes I'll get it right after I end the show, but if by chance you send it a PayPal or Venmo or even a GoFundMe, thank you, and I will thank you in the next show, because sometimes I just don't get it. Oh, thank you. I love My Cousin Vinny. Come on. That is a cult classic. So many great quotes in there, and one of the best movies. That's probably like my top 5. Probably one of my favorite comedies ever. Just such a amazing movie. For its time, it's held up. Thank you, Jazzy. I appreciate that. But anyway, sorry guys, and I apologize, mods, for going a lot longer than I planned on. And thank you guys so much for sticking with me. Much love to everybody. I wish I could shout everybody out. Thank you guys using the clown emojis, those ones that could. Thank you to my mods again. We'll try to do a members live again. I don't want to like say stuff and then not hold up to it, because I feel like I've been doing that for the last few months, and it's just, unfortunately, it's just my health issues. I can't help it, but I don't want to make excuses either. But I'm going to try to do my best. But thank you guys so much. Of course, we'll cover other cases as well, but I just wish I could tell you what's going on behind the scenes, but I can't. But I'm telling you guys, there's stuff going on. And I can't say any more than that. I love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Maybe tomorrow I might be on. We'll see. As always, you guys, if you're part of my my Facebook group, if you're not, go please become a member over there, because you'll get notifications when I go live. All right, guys. Much love to you guys. We will see you guys over the weekend.